Well, I either forgot to record an intro or I accidentally deleted the intro to this video, but we started out with the intention of hitting some bargain outlet things, kind of like, well, definitely Ollie's and another one that I'd never even heard of until this day, and seeing what kind of fishing stuff we can find. Now, Ollie's is kind of like Walmart, but less organized and better. I know that doesn't make sense, but go back about a year and a half and you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Ollie's has everything from electronics to food stuff to motor oil to carpet, linoleum, Christmas stuff during summer. Anyway, you get the point. It's got a little bit of everything, and so does the second store. So let's get on with it. Here's some fishing line. Not that I need any more of that. 8-pound, $2.99 Eagle Claw. Not a bad deal. Lake Stream, 670 yards, 8-pound. That sounded good. There's no price on it. Oh well. Plenty of minnow buckets. Ooh, what do we got here? Big bite baits. Nope. Whatever that scent is leaking out of the packages. Ew, nasty. What we got here? Fork, barbecue garlands, and I got plenty of those. I've got reels. Don't need any more reels, especially those are just not great. Plenty of hooks that are saltwater rated. That's a heavy leader. Z-Man goats, swimbait heads that I can't use, are too big. Bobbers. What we got? Basically a beetle spin kit. That's actually pretty cool. 10 bucks. What's this? It's basically a curly tail and Bobby Garland deal. It's not a bad one for 7, 8 bucks. And a curly tail thing with jig heads, $4.99. What to do? Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed with the amount of fishing stuff they have here at Ollie's, but you know, it varies from store to store. But they've got one other section with some rods and reels that's a real letdown, like the clearance section at Walmart has better selections. Yeah, 80 pack of K-Cups for 20 bucks. Oh, I need to get away from that. Dude, that's freaking awesome. We don't ever see these anymore. For real, whatever happened to little model car kits and stuff that you could get almost anywhere? Man, that music's loud. Those things were freaking awesome. I used to have a ton of those things. Alright, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna get one of the little kits. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Got way too few jig heads for the amount of bodies, but yeah, that's how kits go. Alright, we're in a whole different store. Kind of the same scene, but different store. So I have yet to find the sporting goods stuff. Basically the same thing as Ollie's, just less organized. Yo, the latest in the outdoor fishing scene fashion. Moo Fishing Challenge. Alright, this store's a bust. Absolutely no fishing stuff whatsoever. Alright, now we're at Walmart. I want to show you something real quick. These Bobby Garland crappie baits right here are good, but those particular packages are notorious for leaking, like worse than the Berkeley Gulp type stuff. So I'd suggest getting them and putting them in something more sealed, or just avoiding them. Alright, there's something I didn't know. I knew Trout Magnet had their own floats, but I didn't know there was a difference in them. Trout floats are a lot smaller and thinner. Pinfish floats are a little bit bigger in diameter. That's pretty cool. Alright, fast forward about a month. You know, when I found this at Ollie's, I didn't realize how good the crappie were biting at this little spillway, and by now y'all seen quite a few videos from this spillway, nearly consecutive. But anyway, what this is just another little off-brand kit, kind of like South Bend, Danielson, you know, stuff like that, but this is East Fork, and it's got 10 1/16 ounce jig heads, which is actually fairly nice. 20 curl tail grubs, 15 sexy shads, which are more or less Bobby Garland's. More or less the same colors too. I think that's electric chicken, almost a monkey milk, and I think the baby bass color. And considering 10 jig heads to 35 bodies, that's actually a pretty good ratio. And if you've been around this channel for any length of time, you know I can't stand kits because of the amount of jig heads you get, or hooks that you get compared to the amount of bodies. Like you'll get 100 worms or plastics in 5 jig heads or 5 hooks, and that's it. So anyway, we're gonna get one of these rigged up, get down here. We got about an hour and a half to fish. It's starting to get dark a little bit later, not by much, but as you could probably tell, it is snowing. So it's considerably colder today. Got that, we're gonna be good. Let's get down here and get fishing. Oh wow. Step out from all this brush back here and that wind hits you. Definitely gonna be putting the four-wheel, or putting the hoodie in four-wheel drive early. Another problem that I've got is a little bit of that gust blowing my line right to left. It's gonna make it harder to present this bait. I don't know. We're not gonna try to catch one on each and every bait, simply because the curl tails, with this wind, it's gonna kill my casting distance. So yeah, we're just gonna stick to the Bobby Garland shaped baits. And with this wind blowing, I just have to wait for it to stop blowing so that I'm able to cast to where I want to. Because by the time my jig head hits the water, I'm 30 feet to the left or something like that. And this thing, saying the run time is anywhere from 4 to 8 hours is a load of horse crap. Because I've had it set on low and medium for roughly 8 minutes now, or about 10 minutes, and it's already used 15%. But I mean, it's a option that still pays for itself real quick, because you know, hand warmers, like the little hot hand things, are a pretty much one-time use. Fish. Exactly what we came up here for. Ooh, yeah, I'll keep you out of the wind. Beast. Something's kind of took a chunk out your side. Get you back. And warm up the flanges for a second. What was that? Thought I seen something crawling on the spillway there. Which this spillway actually used to be an old mill back in the late, well, kind of the mid-late to late 1800s. It's well over 100 years old. And yeah, it's been out of commission for a very long time, but it's a very good spot for fishing. All right, see if we can get us another one or two or whatever, and see if we can switch out to another bait. Another gust of wind, might as well just wait for it to die down. You can't cast. But basically the conditions I'm working with as far as the water goes are the same as several trips ago. You got the main spillway here, but there's also one that's kind of off to the side here that you can't really see. But there's a mud line. You can kind of see it this time. The last few videos you couldn't. But the crappie are staying just outside that mud line. Like it's right here. They're staying like right there. Ooh. Wow, whatever that was, wanted that little jig, but didn't get it down. Now the plastics on these things is nowhere near the same as the Bobby Garland's. It's actually a little bit stiffer. Well, it feels more like bubble gum, but it's stiffer than Bobby Garland plastic. It's kind of weird. There we go. The wind did kind of help me with that one. It was pulling it real slowly off to the right, or off to the left. And we got us a special crappie. It's barely hooked too. Chill. That's a little black nose. Now the black nose crappie is, well, a black crappie but with that black stripe. Now if it has the vertical bars like a white crappie would, and it has that, it's a magnolia crappie. The way the white crappie get it is it's a female white crappie genes getting mixed with male black nose crappie genes. Alright, well, I'm gonna let my hand thaw out for a second and switch up colors. Alright, I'm a firm believer they don't know what they're talking about with these jig heads, because that does not feel like 1/16. It just don't cast like it should. Alright, let's go with, I'm guessing, what is a baby bass color. I don't exactly have confidence in that color, especially with this water clarity, but you never know. That's why I like to use chartreuse jig heads 99% of the time, because chartreuse just shines. Fish. I don't exactly feel like a crappie, and it ain't, but that's all right. We'll take whatever we can get on this little kit. That rhymed. Does that mean I'm a musician now? I rhymed a lyric. That's actually a pretty good sized bluegill. Yeah, that one was plenty big enough to get that little bait down. And there's that wind again. You know, I mean, it is cold out here today, like in the low mid 30s, but it's comfortable when the wind's not blowing. I swear, these stinking bluegill, they're fun to catch, but geez, they can get on your nerves. Yeah, that was a total crock of crap. When the package says 4 to 8 hour run time, we've been filming for a little over 35 minutes. Haven't gone above medium on the heat setting of this thing, and it's already burned 40% of the battery. Well, looks like we're gonna be retying. Yep. Alright, tied on a little pink one with the clear body on there, which may be a problem considering how clear this water is and it being just a little bit darker. Hey, what do we got? Something nice. Dude. Stay hooked, stay hooked, stay hooked. This crappie is bowing this 7-foot medium white ACC crappie stick down to the freaking handle. Oh man, them fins are, they're sharp. That's every bit. Dang. That's probably a 12-inch crappie, but he's as thick as like a 14-inch crappie. That thing is thick with 3 C's. Alright, let's get a picture. Alright, get you back. Thaw out for a second and do it for 1 more or 2 more, or heck, even 3 or 4. The biggest problem that I'm having so far is not so much getting bites, because I'm getting a ton of bites. It's just mostly from smaller fish, can't really get the bait down. It's figuring out what depth these crappie are at. Like, I'm not entirely sure, or not exactly sure how deep this is right here. I mean, I only know from, you know, the edge of the spillway down So I'm guessing around that 12 to 15 foot mark, because this whole area right here, like pretty much out to there, is just a bowl from where this has been getting washed out for the last 100 years. But yeah, finding the depth that the crappie are at is my biggest problem. And while I'm thinking about it, the rod we're using, seriously, that's ice forming in my guides. But the rod we're using is a 7-foot one-piece medium line ACC crappie sticks. The model number is GS71PSG. Super grip handle. A little bit longer than the other ones, I think. At least it feels like it. Got a Shimano Noski 1000 with some 5-pound, what I have been calling Power Pro for a long time. I didn't realize it till last night. This is actually K9 Dyneema braid. Really, really good braid. It's a crappie braid that they came out with a couple years back. Really, really good braid. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check it out. But Dyneema, or K9 Dyneema, is a really, really good line. And they also have fluorocarbon, so not sponsored by them. Just saying, it's a good line. But so far, we've used all 3 colors of the Bobby Garland profile baits in that little kit. I've got so much ice in my line, or in my guides. But we're probably just going to stick with this one here. It's kind of sort of a monkey milk, but more transparent, and pink jig head. For some weird reason, when it's like super, super cold, as far as water temps go, I have better luck with pink colored jig heads than I do chartreuse or any other color. Well, it seems like that's going to be the end of it. Well, YouTube, it looks like the 4 fish are all we're going to get this afternoon, and that's, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. But it is what it is. The biggest problem that we had facing us this afternoon was, one, the wind blowing my line all over the place and getting in snags and not being able to control the baits the way I wanted them, keeping them in the depth range that I wanted them at. And that's another thing, is figuring out what depth the crappie were at. You know, that was probably the biggest thing, is if you can find the depth the crappie are at, then you are going to have a pretty good time, because you can stay roughly in that range, stay in the strike range, and catch some good fish. So anyway, it's getting pretty nipply outside, so if you like the video and like the content that I'm putting out, check out all the links in the description. The top ones are my affiliate links. The one below that will be the channel membership link. So if you want to get access to videos before the public does, sign up there. Below that will be the socials for the channel, Facebook and Instagram. And then below that will be gear links, video links, stuff like that. So hope you like the video.